All right, well, now we've covered both the setup, the calibration, and the measurement and log features of our software. So now we're going to talk about the advanced features or the advanced menu. Okay. Within this advanced menu, there are things that can be changed with your software, including the Modbus ID. So as an example, your sensor is delivered to you with a Modbus ID of 240. So if I read this, you will see it tells you that it's Modbus ID number 240. If I want to change that, I simply write this value in the window, whatever value I want, press the right button. So I will change it to number 10. Press the right button. Once the light goes out, then the next thing you have to know is within this menu, we need to press the reset button. The reset button cycles the power on and off, which triggers the sensor to capture the data change in the memory. And so take a look at the message, and now it's ready to go. Once the sensor's been recycled or repowered, you will note that it goes back to the setup and recommunicates each time. All right, so we'll move back into the Advanced tab again. And this time we're going to read the Modbus ID, and it should now take the change, and it reads it as 10. All right. We can also change other things like the baud rate. The default baud rate is 19,200, I should say. And we can write other numbers to it. In this case, the software supports 9,600, 19,200, and 38,400 baud rates only. Okay, with the serial format. The serial format, we have our default is 8 data bits, no parity, and 1 stop bit, or people will just say 8 and 1. If we wanted to change that, and we'll just read that just to make sure that it's set there, which it is. If you wanted to change that for any reason, there are options that you can change, and then you will write that again. We can change even operation modes now. Right now, it's still communicating in Modbus mode, as it just shows us here. But we can change it, if you'd like, to 4 to 20 milliamps. For right now, since we're using a pH sensor, these other two windows here, which is free chlorine and oxygen related, are not used. For your 4 to 20 milliamp scaling, the sensor comes scaled as with 0 to 14 pH is 4 to 20 milliamps. And so I'll just show you that by clicking, and it'll read those values. Okay, but I can change that value. So for example, if I wanted to write that 4 milliamps is now 4 pH, I can do that right here. And I can now leave or even change this. Let's narrow this range, let's say from 4 to 10. I can do that now, and I'll write that value. All right, and again, I'll reset the sensor. Do that. Okay, once the sensor is reset, again, we go back to our setup screen. Wait for our message telling us that the sensor is loading. And once we get the OK, we know communication is good. Going back to the advanced screen, we can now read those values. So now you can see I made a change. 20 milliamp reads 10 now. 4 milliamp reads 4. Those are some of the things that we can do in the advanced screen.